What's up, yo? What's up? I'm trying to figure out how I want to record videos because at one hand, like when you script them, there's like structure to it. It all comes out clear and it's easier to like edit it, publish it. It's cleaner. But on the other hand, someone told me they're like, you know what? You also lose some of your humanity when you do that. It just comes across very rigid, very not you. And so I was kind of like, I understand. I'm still trying to figure this shit out. So this one, I actually scripted it, and then I was like, I don't know if I want to do it because the situation is really messed up. But then I was like, you already invested some of the time into it. Let's just see how it goes. If it's good, we'll publish it. If it's not, it'll find, the bottom of the cutting room floor, per se, with all the other garbage behind me. I wanted to quickly mention and talk about the whole Fousey Tube thing. If you guys don't know him, he's an OG YouTuber. I remember him like a decade ago. He used to be in my timeline with like AK, Just Rain, Lily, and all those guys. He was doing those prank videos. As far back as I can remember, he was one of the first people that I remember doing those prank videos. You know, those, you go up, you catch yourself like just screwing with people and hoping they don't kick your ass. And I think he slowly pivoted once he started getting like some negative feedback from that to those human thought experiments and social experiments that I honestly cannot stand in the slightest. The ones where they set you up with, you're a stranger, they set you up in some like crazy sexism, racism, or some sort of like, masochism, but some sort of situation where it's just kind of like, how do you react? And they catch you, and if you don't react, it's like, look at the state of society. And if you do react, eventually they come full circle, and they're like, see, there are still some good people in society. Look at how they reacted, all is good with the world and stuff. But I digress anyways. So, that's as far back as I can remember Fousey Tube. He kind of disappeared for a while, and then that was it. You just stop seeing them on your YouTube timeline and you move on with your life until, I want to say it was like a few weeks ago, a month, he switched to being like a full-time live streamer and stuff. So he was all over Twitch, and then he got banned on Twitch, switched over to Kick, and he was doing like this unhinged subathon. Like, I ain't gonna sleep, I ain't gonna do shit, just keep subbing, sending me your money and all that kind of good stuff that goes on with these things. His viewership just skyrocketed, and I'm sure when, if you're someone with issues who craves attention, who lives on attention, those numbers are just poison. They're like straight dopamine in your veins. They're dopamine to, for normal people. I don't even want to say normal, but it's dopamine for anyone, and only exacerbated if you have, underlying conditions. So that couldn't have been helpful. Anyways, this guy's just going crazy. This subathon's going crazy, and then all of a sudden, one day he's dropping the N-bomb, and then, doing a quick apology video on that. And he's at the airport, meets like a sex worker. He's like, oh man, we gotta help her. And then 2 minutes later, he's like, I just had sex with her. And it's like this complete lunacy, degeneracy that's just existing as his stream progresses, which just, feeds into the whole numbers go up. And then yesterday, he shows up. He was at like some streamer house or something, and he's like starts picking fights with 19-year-olds. And then later at night, he ends up, calling the cops. Apparently some troll was after him. I don't know much about the troll, don't know much about what was going on and that led up to these things, but, he was in a complete distraught situation. And part of the whole thing for me is I can't tell if it's a bit, this is just an act that he's doing to get the numbers, or if he's legitimately, having some crazy episodes. So if it is the latter, you wish people are around you, that you have people in your life that step in and try to put a stop to things, but it doesn't seem like he has that right now, except he has a lot of people just jumping in and feeding the beast. And to that end, I feel like even me responsibly in releasing videos like this and just, kind of catch on to that algorithm to push and talk about this stuff. It's like there's so much leeching and suckling of his situation for everyone's own personal good that it's kind of weird. And even as viewers, the fact that this is what we've come to as a society, is what we find to be entertaining content, and what we want to watch is just this guy get absolutely destroyed. And it's weird, it's insane. And I don't even know how to wrap that up. It's just kind of like, it's a shitty ass situation overall. If it's, if it's a bit, it's a horrible bit. If it's thing, and it's like the complete progression of like reality. We went from reality TV, just Jersey Shore type stuff, that eventually now it's all live streamed. Let's do it live. Let's, act fools online is crazy, man. It's wild. Apparently the police checked him into a hospital, and hopefully that'll get him the help he needs. It really makes you question some of the platforms that, you know, he's right now streaming live on Kick, and you'd think that they'd be able to do something to help him out just like by cutting his stream. But at the end of the day, it's again just leeching on and getting that content. So, and to that end, am I even any better putting this thing out? So that's all I had to say on that, man. Cheers.